So the Microgreens Palace is starting to get a little bit filled up. Figured I'd take the time, show you guys a little bit of things that are going well, some things that maybe are not going all that great, but yeah, there's a couple things a little bit different in this video, so I figured I'd take the time to show it to you. So let me just get this camera turned around, and I'll give you a little bit of a tour of what's going on here. All kinds of different stuff in the Microgreens Palace. This is Butter Crunch lettuce. I bought a pound of this like a year ago, and I don't grow it all that often, but I wanted to grow something a little bit different, so I grew it. It always grows really well. It's really easy to grow. The main issue is that it's not like a desirable microgreen, and you're not going to get a lot of weight out of a tray. But what I will usually do is I will put that in a mix, because it turns into a really nice, tender lettuce, you know, and it goes great in a mix. I don't know that somebody would want it outside of a mix, but I just uncovered that, I think it was yesterday, so that's still got probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 days left. We'll see how it does. Detroit dark red beets. Still struggling to nail that process down on the beets. You know, beets and chard are two things I really struggle with to get right. But this tray wasn't terrible, and I did something that one of you subscribers told me to try. I think it was, his name was Dave. I'm sorry, and I'm not sure if I have your last name. I think it was Dave Mello. That could be wrong. I apologize if it is, but shout out to you. So what I did was, I didn't stack it at all, and I just planted dry. Like I plant all my seeds dry. I don't soak. And I just left it covered with a dome on it until they were all pretty well sprouted and then uncovered. And I don't have a ton of seed holes, but I also didn't have great germination. Maybe this method would be good if I did soak the seeds. So, I don't know, trial and error. Over here we've got arugula. Arugula does fantastic. You just have to plant the density correctly. If you go too dense on arugula, you'll get a lot of dampen off sort of or rotten shoots in between, because it needs a little bit of room to breathe. You can see it. This is actually pretty good. This was 1 tablespoon. Can't remember what that weighs, but that's like perfect. That's a really nice tray of arugula. Let that go a few more days before I harvest that. Some radish. Just uncovered, I think, yesterday. It's doing okay. Nice colorful stems. This might be the Hong Vit, I think. And so far from what I'm seeing though from that, I wanted a really nice red stem, and I'm not really seeing that. I mean, it's nice, but I think it looks more purple to me. And yeah, I might go back to Red Arrow, which was less than 1/3 of the price, I think, for Red Arrow seed. And you get a pretty decent red stem on that. I'm not sure that Hong Vit's really worth it, if I'm saying that correctly. This is some red cabbage, which is always great to have. You can put it in a mix, you can do whatever with it. You can either put it in a mix, or you could sell it just as is on its own. Here are some sunflowers that I just uncovered today. And I am very, very happy with the germination rate on these. I just got this bag of sunflower in from True Leaf Market about, I don't know, almost 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago. And you can see that there's really not, I plant it light because I don't want it to be too tight, but there's really not hardly any seeds that did not germinate in here. It looks really good for a tray that was just unstacked. Here's one of my sort of failures. My rainbow chard. Yeah, not doing great. Still not crazy about my rainbow chard. It's a difficult one to grow. This is fenugreek. Probably saying that wrong, but this is a friend from work gave me some seed to try. I guess it's really used a lot in Indian cuisines, and so I grew it. It's like Fenugreek. I guess that's how you spell it, but fenugreek, whatever you want to call it. But it's doing all right. I've tried it. It's a really bitter flavor, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm growing it. Here's some mustard. I already harvested about half that tray. I was way behind in my microgreens at one point. I'm finally caught up now, but yeah, so that's that spicy oriental mustard. Extremely cheap seed. Use my link in the description. Go to Tree Leaf Market, and you can get that mustard seed for $8 a pound. I don't think you'll ever find mustard seed cheaper than that, and it just works fantastic. Some basil, just uncovered today. More radish. I think this is that hung vit as well. This is some more of that spicy mustard. Nice tray of that. Let me try a little piece to make sure. Sometimes I get my arugula and mustard mixed up. Correction. That is arugula. That's not mustard. Another nice tray of arugula. Some more radish. This is a purple stem radish. It's Trenton purple. That's a good radish. Some Rambo radish. Always does fantastic. Some mustard that did not do good. This was in that Ace Hardware soil that I hated and made a video about. Got some sunflower here that's in that soil I didn't like. Something interesting. This soil here, this sunflower, is 2 days ahead of that sunflower, and yet that sunflower may end up being done about the same time, if not sooner. It could also be I stacked these longer than I did the other sunflower, but who knows. Speckled peas. Got some basil that was doing great up until today. I had a little bit of die off there. The rest of the tray looks fantastic. Another tray of sunflower with that crap soil, but it's doing all right. What else? I got some basil that did not do very well. Not sure what my issue was with this. I don't know. I'm not going to put too much thought into it. Sometimes basil does great, sometimes it doesn't. This is one I'm pretty happy with. I don't do this one very often. This is dill. So what I did with this dill is I seeded it, and then I put just a clear dome over it until they all shot up. And it was pretty interesting that I looked at it one day and I could barely see something starting to come out of the seed, like you could see it starting to sprout. And I came in the next day and they'd all just shot up like this. And so I'm going to plant another tray of this today, and I'm going to really increase my density. Dill was another really expensive seed that I just don't grow very often because I haven't had a really good yields off of it. But it's looking like it's going to work good doing it the way I'm doing it right now. And if I double up that density, sure, why not? This is red Russian kale that I think I had it in an area of the greenhouse that didn't have enough light, and so it really stretched. It's actually all still good, like there's nothing wrong with it, but I've been trying to keep it around for a little while because I don't sell red Russian kale until I have my first true leaves coming out, because they're really a pretty leaf, and for some reason it's kind of refusing to do it. I don't know if it's the sunlight I've had it in, but where I moved it to today, it's going to be a lot more light, but it might be too late because they're already like 3 to 4 inches tall, so they may not be able to get good true leaves before they all collapse on themselves. Some more radish. This looks like it's probably that Hong Vit. It's a nice tray of radish there. One more thing I almost forgot about because of where I have them. I have corn that I'm trying to keep in the dark so that they stay yellow and they stay sweet. And I've got 2 of those, and probably tomorrow. I was going to do it tonight, but I just don't have the effort to do it tonight. I'm going to build a little blackout box so that they can be in a box, they won't get any light on them, and I'm going to put a little computer fan in there and do a whole circulation system so that they can still get air circulation so they have less chance of getting moldy. And I'll probably build that box up there, so on that back rack, right underneath my Brabant Farm sign. And so I'll put it like up here, and I'll have a little door I can swing up, put maybe, I'll probably build it big enough for 3, and have my little fan blowing through it, circulating that. I'll make a video about that probably tomorrow when I get to it. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the little tour. Showed you a couple things I don't grow all that often. Showed you a couple things that I don't grow very well, and things that grow really well. So something like radish, peas, arugula, certain things are like, sure thing, they're gonna grow perfect. They just always do. Other things can, be difficult. There's no secret that beets, chard can be difficult. Sunflower's easy, but the hulls can be difficult at times. Basil can be hit or miss. Sometimes it grows really great, other times maybe not so great. And I'm always nailing down my process too. I'm always changing things up. I'm working at climate's always changing too. Not like climate change, but like, seasons. There's this thing called spring, then summer, then fall, then winter. Yeah. If you like this, subscribe. Stick around. Keep watching. And I'll see you on the next vid.